everybody, this week on Ask Kristen, I'm dressed in my overalls and turtleneck, which obviously means it's time to talk about bathroom habits. So this week's Ask Kristen question is, as they say, an oldie but a goodie, or as some other days might say, an oldie but a grossie, because it has to do with bathrooms, and specifically toilets and bathrooms, and even more specifically, who spends more time on said toilets in bathrooms. I really want to know why some/many men take so long to, number two. It's a domestic issue in my house, and I now want to know why the bathroom will be unavailable for up to 30 minutes. I do not get it. Friends, I'm going to tell you right now that I'm a little disappointed in science because I could not find a study empirically investigating the time that it takes men and women to poop. A few brave researchers have investigated how much time men and women spend in public restrooms. Now, of course, that isn't poop specific, and there's probably a very good chance that it's not poop specific because everyone knows that you wait to poop until you get home. Well, each of those studies found different average times that men and women spend in the bathroom. They all agree on one thing. Ladies hang out in the bathroom longer. The New Scientist magazine once reported that worldwide studies find that women tend to take around 89 seconds in the bathroom compared to 39 seconds on average for dudes. None of these studies, or any study that I could find, looked into how much time men and women spend in private restrooms. I have a hunch that dudes are more motivated to get out of the bathroom faster if they're in a public restroom because of urinals. There's no barrier between them and other guys who are going to the bathroom. From what I know from having guy friends and brothers, there's an unspoken rule in the dude's bathroom that when you go in, you just like do your business and get out. You're not gonna like hang out and linger. You're certainly not gonna like talk. The women's bathroom is where you go if you need to like have an emergency private conversation, which sometimes isn't so private because there are other people in there, but you know what? Sometimes it just can't wait. You got a really bad day and you gotta cry a little bit. We can do our makeup. The only unspoken rule I would argue that women have in public restrooms is that if it's obvious due to the silence coming from behind the stall door that one of your ladies is trying to poop, you get on out and let her do her business in peace. And then there are two logistical issues that tend to keep people in women's restrooms a little bit longer. There's a whole stall situation for starters, whereas in the men's restroom, you just kind of like walk up and do your business and get on out of there. You don't have the private-ish little stall that you can go into and like hang out. And two, cis and trans women tend to have more clothes that they have to take off or maneuver around and put back on in the process of going to the bathroom. And believe it or not, all this stuff isn't just in my head. British academic Sarah Moore, who has studied men and women's behavior in these co-ed public spaces, told The Atlantic magazine that men's restrooms are often anxiety-provoking, whereas women's restrooms tend to offer relief, and not just for our bladders. It would make sense then that in the privacy of our own homes, guys might take more advantage of being able to go in, shut the door, get on Twitter, and spend the next hour and a half. Okay, I hope it's not an hour and a half. I think that's how you get, what is it? Ooh, don't ever Google when you push poop too hard. But now I want to know, I think, what you think and have observed. Who spends more time in the bathroom in your household? Let me know in the comments below. If you're wondering about why we use separate bathrooms to begin with and the whole gendering of these spaces, that we could reasonably just all use the same space like we do at home, I made a video on that. So click the link in the description. Thanks everybody who watched and commented on last week's Ask Kristen video, Are Women Safer with Guns? Kermie, for one, did not appreciate the question. Her show is so sexist. Should women own guns? Why not? Women are doctors and police officers, WTF. People are saying nobody should be allowed to own guns. So who would protect us if the military had no more guns? Think about it. Parker S. said, I consider myself to be pro-gun, but I don't believe in advertising them like they're candy, which is what some of the examples that you used were doing. I believe that if you own a firearm, you are morally responsible to be both extremely competent and comfortable with it. If you want a firearm for protection, you need to be certain you can use it in high-stress situations, such as assault or attempted murder. And I don't think the vast majority of gun owners can say this to be true. A lot of folks, especially watching outside the United States, said we shouldn't have legal firearms to begin with. So as always, dear friends, be sure to ask me your questions so I can give you some answers.